Ladies and gentlemen, we love having him here in the studio. Some people ask why. I don't know. We just like having him here. He's a nice guy who always makes sure to visit every time he's here from the Holy Land. Our dear friend. And by the way, he's again giving away an apartment in Israel. The guy must have like a boatload of apartments around the Holy Land. That's what I'm assuming. The guy is just giving away apartments. And you, the listener, even though we're doing our own fundraiser, we always help Shmuel Sackett do this fundraiser. Chanukah Chag Urim Sameach. Welcome to JM in the AM.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here. And good to see you, Nachum, and good to be on your show as usual.
Appreciate that. So if you were in Israel, you'd be literally setting up the Chanukiah right now and getting ready to light in the next half hour or so.
I'd also be a lot warmer. It's freezing here.
Yeah, what's the story with that? Well, you're a Queens guy. You're used to that, right? You can come back here and adjust easily, right?
I don't know. I'm getting old. It's cold.
It's more difficult, huh? Oh, well.
It is.
Oh, well, I'm making assumptions I shouldn't make.
I'm telling you. And everyone says to me, wait, yeah, I didn't have gloves. I came to America when I had to buy a pair of gloves.
Wow. When's the last time you did that?
That's a long time ago. I think my hair was black back then.
What city are you living in?
Herzliya.
Do you need a shovel, or there's no such thing as snow in Herzliya?
You need a shovel because there's a lot of sand in Herzliya.
Seriously?
Yes, I live across the street from the beach. And do
you feel the sand come up to where you live?
I can only tell you, and this is a true story. My computer wasn't working about a year ago, and I'm talking about my desktop.
Right.
I called my computer guy. He comes in, thought it was a software problem. He opens up my computer, and the inside of my computer was full of rust.
From the beach?
Yeah. And he says, do you take this to the beach? I go, no, it's a desktop. It hasn't moved it.
Right.
It was all corroded, full of rust. So but it's rust from the Holy Land, you see now.
And therefore, it's reparable.
Therefore, a mere $2,000. I just got a new computer.
Oh, gosh.
So there it is.
I guess it wasn't reparable. So now what do? Do you cover the computer at night to make sure that this problem doesn't happen again, or you don't have that such forethought when it comes to computer equipment?
No. I just told the guy I'll see you in a couple of years.
When it happens again.
Get the next model. I have to support the Japanese. Is
that where it came from?
It's the least we could do. It's the least we could do.
I hear all the intel comes from Israel. It's actually from Japan. Is that where it's happening?
We fly under the radar. We don't tell the BDS guys that half the things they're using are from Israel.
Exactly.
I tell people I support the boycott. You want to boycott Israel? Do it, but do it all the way.
Right.
And there goes your pharmaceuticals,
your
ways, everything.
Right.
I mean, Monday.com, which is being that's an Israeli company.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Monday.com. Also, Wix.
They're all over the place. Yeah, Wix we know, but I didn't know Monday.com. They're everywhere.
Monday.com is a spin-off from Wix.
Wow.
So there it is. I said to people, Gesundheit, boycott Israel, but do it ad hasof.
What do they have in Israel? Sunday.com? Because that's the beginning of the work week there.
That's a good question. Something, I need to check that out.
Am I right or wrong that it's unusual for you to travel outside of Israel on Chanukah? Would I be right or would I be wrong about that?
You would be 100% right. As a matter of fact, I have a unique shaila. I'm flying back to Israel on Thursday afternoon, 2 o'clock flight. I land Friday morning.
Right.
I miss lighting an entire night. So I asked my Rav, and he said, first of all, it's not like Sfira Ta'omer. You can continue. But he said to me...
pay into somebody who's lighting?
I said to him, should I point to Shaliach? He said, it doesn't really help.
Right.
So he told me to get an electric menorah, which I did.
And light it on the plane.
And light on the plane without a bracha.
That's a great idea.
Now, here's what I'm going to do.
I wonder why without a bracha if there are other people there. Is the electricity not good enough to be Otze, I guess?
Yeah, so I have one, thanks to Amazon.com, and, I bought a little electric.
You couldn't go to the local Judaica shop, huh? You couldn't support the little guy, Sackett.
I could have, but I didn't.
It was easier this way.
It was easier, right? So I have the Amazon.com electric menorah, and what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you a video afterwards. I told my wife this is her job. She says, don't embarrass me. I'm going to have the whole plane singing Ma'os Sur.
But why wouldn't they? Everyone loves Hanukkah.
Everyone loves
Hanukkah.
I'm going to walk around.
You'll have the crew helping you with that.
Well, I just hope the pilot doesn't,
I mean, can I ask if you're flying Elal or not?
I only fly
So that's
LL.
it. So you'll have
only fly
You'll be the hit of the party. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I'm going to walk around the plane.
It'll be the highlight of the 13 hours. Actually, it's less going to Israel.
Going to Israel,
it's like 11 or 10 or something. Even 9, I think.
It's less.
Do you know I was on a record breaker? Do you know that? I'm not kidding. Do you know that? And I wish I remembered the exact numbers now. The pilot announced because of the wind speed, We had got it in his career. It was the fastest he ever made it from New York to Israel. I think it was 7:50. I think it was 7 hours and 50 minutes.
There was no traffic?
He said because of the wind and all, and he said as an experienced pilot that he had never done it that quickly. And I said, "Wow, part of a record! You always want to be part of a record breaker. I'm part of a record."
The last time they were trying to break a record, it was called the Titanic.
Yeah,
they were.
But we made it.
They were all excited
Thank God.
Until boom.
All right, what are you wishing upon me? Come on. Thank God everything was safe.
Good.
And thank God, please God, rather, you will arrive in Israel safely. But it must kill you. And it's too strong of a word, I get it. But it must be troublesome lighting the Chanukiah here. Like, you're familiar with some of our Torah commentators. There are those who actually feel that mitzvot are only for performance in Israel. And what we do here or anywhere in the diaspora is simply to keep the tradition going and to not lose sight of what we need to do. And it must kill you when you're not in Israel performing these mitzvot.
It doesn't kill me, but it definitely affects me. But I'll tell you a Dvar Torah that will blow you away. Okay? We say Al Hanisim on Hanukkah and also on Purim.
Correct.
What's interesting, when we say it on Hanukkah, we say Bimei Matityahu and so on, Al Amcha Yisrael, Ashkicham Toratecha. We say the word Al Amcha Yisrael.
Right.
Now fast forward to Purim. Purim, we talk about Haman, and we say, and what do we say? We say Bimei Mordechai ve'Esther. Right, and we talk about. We don't say the word Al Amcha Yisrael.
Correct.
Why not?
Because it was in Israel, Hanukkah.
Because Hanukkah was in Israel, and there's no concept of Amcha Yisrael in Chutz La'aretz. This is the Rogatchover Rebbe.
Correct.
He mentions it. So it does, but let me tell you something. Hanukkah was not just about Eretz Yisrael. It was about the Greeks trying to wipe out the entire concept of the oral Torah, the Torah Shabbat.
Our whole tradition,
and that is still around today.
Shmuel,
so there's a big fight. There's a big fight today, whether you're in New York, Sydney, Australia, or anywhere else. Am Yisrael needs to fight hard against the modern-day Greeks.
Shmuel Sackett's here, and I just as an aside, and we're going to talk about this topic in a second, but as an aside, last year was the first time in my life that I was in Israel for Hanukkah. I had never been in Israel for Hanukkah until last year.
How are the donuts?
Excellent. They disappear after the 8th day. You can't find a donut in the country after that. No, the donuts are great. Everything was great.
Yeah.
And it was very meaningful to me. And I had the opportunity the first night of Hanukkah to actually lead a Chanukiah. I try to use the word Chanukiah instead of Hanukkah menorah.
Okay.
Because there's a difference between a menorah and a Chanukiah. You know that, right?
No, I don't.
The biblical menorah had a certain...
7, right? Yeah. Okay, I would always have 9, actually. Yeah. Interesting.
8 plus 1. Correct. So I try to distinguish between a menorah, which is what Aaron HaKohen lit, and a Chanukiah, which is what we light in commemoration of the holiday of Hanukkah.
Correct. Nice.
So I had the opportunity the first night to actually lead the Hanukkah lighting, the brachot, ma'usur, etc., for like 100 people. And it was just, it was so cool. I remember telling my family, I finally made it here for Hanukkah, and look what the opportunity I had to really be involved in Persume Nisa. So this year, and nothing against my colleagues in Manhattan, who I'm sure are getting a lot of tremendous joy out of seeing the Chanukiah in my window as they drive on the FDR Drive. It's not the same. It's just not the same. And I didn't have the same spirit. I hope it builds up as Hanukkah continues. But Shmuel, when you as a Jew are exposed to anything in Israel, anything you do afterwards, even Pesach and Sukkot, frankly, my Pesach and Sukkot is not nearly as inspirational since I had spent Pesach and Sukkot in Israel.
Listen, Israel is the way it should be, but Bezrat Hashem, as long as that's your goal, then it's important whatever you're doing, even outside of Israel. The goal has to be to get to Eretz Yisrael. Is that a dog?
I don't know. What's going on here?
Studio over here.
You mind shutting that door for me?
Yeah, I'll shut the door.
Holy cow, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Holy cow. You know what? I once was interviewing someone on the phone, and a bird flew into this room during the interview. And I say to people, you want a lesson in how to handle an emergency broadcast situation? Listen to that interview, because nobody had a clue that there was a bird in here if you're listening to the show, which I thought was unbelievable. But I didn't want to take that risk today. Just shut the door, and if the dog walks in here, it tries to walk in here, you won't be able to.
That's right. So,
anyway, yeah, go ahead.
In any case, there's no question that the real meaning is to be in Eretz Yisrael with Am Yisrael.
Correct.
But it's important that we connect and of course,
agreed.
It's all. Listen, it's all.
You
about,
must still have family here. You're trying to justify them not having moved to Israel yet.
What can I do? What can I do? But the most important thing is people say that, Mamdani is going to be great for Aliyah.
That's not true.
And you know what I tell people?
Yeah.
Don't make Aliyah because of Mamdani.
Of course not. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Make Aliyah because I heard, by the way, he went to the Rebbe's Ohel yesterday.
Yeah. I'm not. You could say whatever you want. In this forum, I don't criticize him. All he's done so far to give a human being credit is respond the way a person should respond to these things. So I'm not, if he does something wrong, I'll be the first one to call him out.
He hasn't started it either.
Okay. But I'm saying till now, let's see what happens. And believe me, if he does something that's against the Jewish community, I'll be the first one to condemn him. Trust me.
No
anyway,
problem.
Yesterday, I had Linda Royal on from Sydney.
Okay. Yes.
And she's describing what the whole scene is like. I mean, you can't even imagine. And it's interesting. She says to me, and this was imagine the middle of this conversation about mourning and grieving and the fear, and people from every family, and Rabbi Schlanger's murdered and his kids are right in front of him. The whole thing, right? We're discussing this whole thing. And in the middle of the interview, she says to me, I was in Israel recently, and I said to my husband, we have to buy something and just get here already. And I said, wow, what an interesting, and again, I only say it like this because there was so much else to discuss regarding this terror attack. And yet one of the primary things she thinks of is, what? In light of all this, there's only one place for a member of the Jewish people. And I know you're not always as strong as I am on this. I sit here every day telling people the future of the Jewish people is in the state of Israel.
100%.
It sounds like you're trying to make sure to, give everyone an opportunity to discover that at some point. I'm trying to pound it into their heads.
Right.
But imagine this is the reality. The reality is, and you could look, you've been to all the areas of Israel. Correct. You can tell everybody where you do need to carry a gun, where you don't need to carry a gun. You can tell them how dangerous it is, how that you know the whole thing. And you also know that randomly someone, God forbid, could be standing on a street corner and a bus blow up in front of them. Correct. So you know the whole thing. But what do we learn from all this? Are you safe in Sydney? Are you safe in Washington, D.C.? Are you safe in Denver? Are you safe in New York? Are you safe on the subway when boys who went to light a Chanukiah in Manhattan yesterday get on the subway and are harassed and they have to run out, and at the first stop that they're available to run out and get straight to a police station? Where are you safe anymore? So that's my spiel.
V'HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzilenu miyadam.
Correct.
Okay? There's no question about it. Listen, it's more important than ever. And you know what, Nachum? The excuses are over. Because everything now is in Eretz Yisrael. You could buy everything, all the material pleasures of it.
Whoa. You're leaving Thursday?
Yeah.
Where are you going shopping before you leave?
I don't go shopping.
Seriously?
I do not go shopping
You
before
don't do
I
a
leave.
Target run before going back?
No, I do not do a Target run, but I am doing an Amazon schlep for my kids.
How many packages?
Every single day I come home, I'm staying at my daughter's house. My daughter lives in Cedarhurst, and I come into there, and in front of the door, there's this Xmas tree of Amazon packages. That's how high the thing is. And so I am schlepping this stuff back.
Because the only thing Israel doesn't have is next to Amazon. Right? Or door-to-door next to Amazon. That's the only thing missing. In other words, you could list everything that since you moved to Israel has now gotten to Israel. It's the one thing that you still have to schlep because you don't have Amazon.
One thing I missed was to watch the NFL.
Right. And you have it.
I have it. Yeah. I haven't. And
who's your favorite team then?
Has always been the Jets.
Right. Me and you together.
And
we're long suffering.
They're a great team to watch because you never have to watch them. You know they're going to lose.
Correct. No interest anymore.
And a friend of mine who's a Detroit Lions fan, he said, "Oh, I have to get up at 2:00 in the morning to watch it." He says, "You watching the Jets game?" I says, "No, I'm not watching the Jets game. I'm sleeping because if they win, I'll watch it on the delay tomorrow and whatever." In any case, Baruch Hashem, we have everything, and of course, this is where you need to be. You need to be in Eretz Yisrael together, fighting. My son was in the war over 500 days. And he has a wife and 5 kids. Not like he's a 22-year-old.
Where is he now?
Now he's back home.
What town?
He lives in Leshem. Wow. He works for Yeshiva University in Israel for 8 years already. But he was over 500 days in the war. My son-in-law was over 300 days fighting in the war. Baruch Hashem, they both returned home safely, but it's not easy. And you want to know something that shouldn't be easy. Eretz Yisrael nikneit b'yisurin. It's part of the
part of the deal.
Part of the deal that you have to fight for. Look at this Chag that we're now. We're enjoying Hanukkah and gifts and lighting menorahs, but every one of the Hashmonaim eventually were killed.
Yep.
Each one of and Matityahu and his sons Yehuda and Shimon and so on, amazing warriors, amazing bitachon b'Hashem. This is what we have to do for Am Yisrael. Bezrat Hashem. So I tell all the Jews, come home, but come home for the right reason. Come home because you want to build the land.
Agreed.
You want to build the land.
Agreed. But I did find it interesting that the person we speak to, one of the leaders in Sydney, that this is foremost on her mind. And I'm not saying, again, I agree with you, go for the right reasons, but it takes different things to wake people up. Even when you're going for the right reasons.
100%.
Now, let's say I wanted an apartment in Israel, right? Let's say I wanted an apartment.
Right.
It's almost impossible to afford an apartment. Is there any way to possibly spend a reasonable amount of money, let's say on a raffle ticket, and have the chance to win a free apartment in Israel?
You know, the most exciting thing of the 5 towns these days is the nonstop minion factory they have there on Central Avenue.
Right.
In addition to the minyanim, they have great food over there.
Correct.
Okay.
They take good care of you.
So I walked in yesterday, and 2 guys came over to me and said, "Give me a bracha that I should win
the raffle."
Win the raffle. And I asked, did you guys buy a ticket? Of course we bought a ticket. So I put one hand on one head, one hand. What can I say?
What is the price of a ticket?
The price of a ticket is $200, but right now it's 1 plus 1. So for 200 tickets,
you get $200, you get 2 tickets. And this supports all the work you do in Judea and Samaria.
Yes, and not just Judea and Samaria. On the last day of Hanukkah, this coming Monday, the Am Yisrael Chai Foundation, which is the foundation that runs the Dream Raffle, is sponsoring a big event on Monday for Almanot and Yitomim.
That's widows and orphans, everybody. Widows and orphans of the IDF.
From this last war.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we already have 100 families coming. When I say unfortunately.
Right. Where is that taking place?
It's taking place in Kibbutz Bror Chayil, which is near Sderot.
So anybody who purchases a ticket, they're basically sponsoring that event.
Yes, 100%. And it is for adults. It is in the catering hall called Arba Onot, which is there's going to be a lot of food for the adults and also a mentalist, and for the kids, face painting and balloon animals and a magician and a juggler and jumping things.
Shmuel, kol hakavod.
It's for orphans and widows from the last war, the last war alone. And that's just one of the projects that we do.
So and you have an added benefit. Not only can you spend $200 and sponsor this event, which is beautiful, and I hope people will do it, but in addition to that, you have a chance to win an apartment.
And it's not just an apartment. It's a brand new apartment, and this year, fully furnished by a professional interior designer.
What city?
Jerusalem.
Do we know what street it's on?
Yes, it's on Shachal 85. I don't hide anything.
In Givat Mordechai? Right at the top of the hill?
You know it.
It's at the top of Givat Mordechai.
There's a brand new project called Lev Ha'ir.
Near BMT? Near
BMT.
What do they call it now? Torah Shraga, right? Near Machon Lev.
You're good.
Well, what's that? It's 85, you said?
85.
So it's on the Machon Lev side of the street.
Yes.
So the odd numbers are on that side of the street, right?
You know, you're better than I thought.
Thanks.
You're better than I thought. I'm very impressed.
I
don't impress easily. Yes, you see, look, as I mentioned, my son works for YU Israel.
Right. Oh, they're there in that building.
And I was at the apartment. I said to his name is Gabi. He says, Gabi, come over. 6-minute walk from his office to this apartment.
Nice.
6-minute walk.
On Azrielov.
And and it's right near also Sharet Tzedek Hospital.
It's right there. Yad Vashem's near there, I think.
Not far away. Right. And it's a great location. It's right near the Yeshivas Chevron, right there across the street.
Well, yeah, across the street you have to go in, but yeah, across the street, correct.
It's a great
and I
location.
think there's a new shopping center across.
Yes, there is. And they're going to be finished maybe in 2 months, a new light rail station.
For Givat Mordechai?
Yes, you take the Rakeva Kala across the street right into town, and amazing location.
Wow.
Beautiful brand new apartment, fully furnished.
How many bedrooms?
2 bedrooms, and one of them, unfortunately, is a mamad, which is the safe room.
Right.
And What can I say? It's a beautiful apartment. There's a Shabbat elevator. It's all
the
taken care of.
amenities.
All the amenities. TheDreamRaffle.com.
TheDreamRaffle.com.
Yeah, don't forget the word "the" because somebody hopped it. Right.
TheDreamRaffle.com. 2-bedroom apartment, Jerusalem.
Right.
And the drawing is when?
The drawing is the day after Purim, but right now...
That's Shushan Purim.
Correct. But right now, until the end of Hanukkah, there's also... Your ticket gets you into an extra raffle for a $15,000 cash bonus at no extra cost.
Separate winner.
But that person could also win the apartment. That's a separate thing. Correct. We already had a one cash bonus, and there was a couple from France. Wow. I called her, Yehudit, and I said... At Medaberet Ivrit, did you talk Hebrew? Because I don't talk much French after bonjour.
Right.
So she says, Ken. And I said to her, you won $50,000? She said, this is the first year I bought a ticket. She just bought one ticket. She said, I saw what you do to help the IDF. I bought a ticket. And she and her husband are coming to Israel. And my wife and I says, you know what? In addition to the $50,000, we're taking you to dinner.
Boy,
I'm telling you,
you give the royal treatment.
Well, I also include myself in that dinner. Yeah, of course.
So you would also know bon appetit. You would know those French words.
I know the bon appetit. Yes.
All right. It's very simple. The Dream Raffle. The deal now, is this a deal only on Hanukkah? What is
this? This is a deal till the end of Hanukkah.
Till the end of Hanukkah.
Correct. So
if you buy a ticket, excuse me, if you spend $200, you get 2 tickets instead of 1.
Correct. And the $15,000 cash bonus.
Same thing. 2 tickets. So it's the $15,000.
That is correct. So that's right. And it helps also... We're the biggest contributor now to the hilltop communities across Yudav Shomron. They have changed the landscape of Yesha. These chavot, these hilltop communities. It's not just a kid living there; it's families living.
Right, it's not a kid in a tent.
Correct. Across Yudav Shomron, people don't realize Nachum.
They're changing the face of Israel.
Let me tell you something. That if you take all the settlements, including the big ones, Ariel, Malay Adumim, Kiryat Arba, Efrat, the big ones, they're sitting on 2% of Judea and Samaria.
Correct.
These hilltops are sitting on 10%.
Yep.
And we're supporting them with solar panels, with security items, with we gave a Sefer Torah to one who needed one. We helped them build a shul.
What about your Tzitzit campaign? It's filling. That was pretty amazing.
We had that.
Look, the bottom line is, and this is one of the reasons I like focusing on your work. The more money you have, the more you're going to do. It's as simple as that. The more you have, the more you're going to be able to do for these people.
Correct. Do you know how many people are on salary in my organization? Zero.
Really?
Zero. We have costs for the raffle, but Am Yisrael Chai, the foundation that runs it, has 0 employees, 0 rent, 0 administrative costs. The only costs we have are associated with the raffle: marketing, legal and graphic design, and internet, and so on. But the overwhelming amount of the money goes to the projects that we support.
How many people who've won apartments actually accepted the gift? Because I would assume some people just either want cash or, So has anybody ever accepted the apartment?
Yes.
2. Oh, yeah. Two people.
This is our 8th year. This is our 8th year. 2 people took the apartment.
And 5 took the cash.
Interesting. Yes. Last year,
because I was under the impression that nobody ever takes the apartment, but you literally gave them an apartment.
Yes,
amazing.
Twice. Last year, they were thinking about it. It was a young couple from West Hempstead.
Wow.
But they just had a little baby, and you know what? They were offering them close to $1 million in cash, and that's what they took.
They made the decision was best for them.
Which is fine. Exactly. There's the cash alternative, or there's the apartment, thedreamraffle.com.
All right. You could be the winner of an apartment on Rehov Shachal, Jerusalem. Simple as that. If you go to thedreamraffle.com till Monday, instead of being $200 a ticket, it's $200 for 2 tickets.
Correct.
TheDreamRaffle.com. Money, obviously, for a good cause. We just discussed it. And also, as you said, there's another raffle as well. There'll be a bonus raffle of $15,000. Someone could actually win both in theory, but I'm just saying that people should realize they'll be in both for whatever they spend today. That's actually till the end, right? There'll be 2 raffles no matter what. Anybody who buys the tickets in both raffles, right?
In both
Simple
raffles.
As that. Till the end of the raffle.
That's correct. Till the end of the raffle.
TheDreamRaffle.com. Shmuel Sackett.
That's right. That's who
Shmuel
I am.
Sackett. When are we going to get together in Jerusalem, you and I? When are we going to be together? Let me know.
The next time you come, and I'm saying this, but by the way, I still stand by my...
I know, but I don't know if you're going to be right, but I hope you'll be right.
But
should I remind everybody?
When's the last time you were on Harabayit?
Well, for a variety of reasons, not halachically related, I have not been on Har HaBayit. Not halachically related. Nothing to do with Jewish tradition. There's a practical problem that prevents me from going. But you might be able to help me solve that problem, by the way. You might be able.
I will.
Yeah,
you
might be able to help me solve that problem.
You know what? I go now in the afternoon. We daven mincha there.
I know, it's amazing.
We daven mincha. And you don't say amen on Har HaBayit. You say Baruch Shem Kavod.
You told us this before, right?
It's incredible. And every time I cry.
Right.
Because there's no Torah that I love more than the Torah that comes to life. You learn something in a Mishnah, and then when you actually put it to practice, that's what it's all about. I will help you overcome your technical problem, and we'll go to Har HaBayit together.
Bezrat Hashem. And if people are wondering about the commitment you made to me years ago, because you keep referring to, you stand by your words.
I stand by it.
What you said was, Nachum, in your lifetime, the Jewish people will have complete sovereignty over the Temple Mount.
Yes, I stand by that.
Right.
I said
you have to hope I live for a while.
I said it when you and I were both skinny and had black hair. We're now...
Hey, don't insult the host. Nobody needs to know what I weigh. How did you know I had 1 million latkes last night from Glad Express, huh?
Why wouldn't you have 1 million latkes?
Oh, excuse me, sufganiot. Not Sifganiot, the Livy Vote. We don't call them latkes. We call them Livy Vote on Rehov Shachal.
You should know something, though. When you tell a Sephardi in Israel, Livy Vote, they don't know what you're talking about.
What do they call it?
They don't have it. They just have
they don't have latkes, right.
They don't have latkes.
Do they have donuts or not?
They have donuts, yeah. Sufganiot. They're big on Sufganiot.
Well, because that's an Israel thing, Sufganiot. So you'd figure the Sephardim obviously are aboard on that. But a latke, they wouldn't know what that is.
They wouldn't know.
They'd have to have roots in Poland or Hungary to have the...
You know what I just heard? I heard this from Rabbi Trump from the Young Israel of Lawrence Cedars, that Syrian Jews who originated from Spain have 2 shamishes on their menorah.
Lama?
Their menorah is 10. Why? Because when they were expelled from Spain and they made it to Syria and they made it okay, they wanted to thank Hashem forever. They added an extra shamash. So it's not regular Syrian Jews. It's Syrian Jews who originated from Spain. Their Chanukiah has 8 plus 2. Right. Correct. I never knew that.
I never knew it.
Yeah. And that's what Rabbi Trump taught us. And so there it is. If you see a 10-branched menorah, you know it's a Syrian Jew who had roots in Spain.
How many times a year do you leave Israel? No, I should say it differently. How many times a year do you visit this area?
Once. I go once.
Seriously, it's always this time of year?
Not always this time of year, but as I called my daughter before the trip and I said, we're coming. She says, you're coming to visit me? I said, no, I'm coming to visit your 2 very cute kids. So I have 2 grandkids here, and I come to visit them once a year.
Jet fans, huh?
They're actually big Yankee fans, which I'm also a Yankee fan.
Thank God, me too.
They're not so much into football. I don't understand how you cannot be into football.
I'll tell you, I made a mistake because my grandson wants a jet. You know, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like a tchotchke, that's jets, you know. Okay. So I said to him, I have a bunch of jet hats in my trunk.
Right.
So next time I see you, you can choose whichever you want. And I said to myself, what am I doing? What am I doing to this kid? I should discourage him from being a Jets fan. What am I doing to him?
No, on the contrary, when my son decided to follow the NFL a few years ago, he said to me, Abba, I've decided I'm going to continue the family tradition and become a Jets fan. Right. I said to him, Gabi, you should know Jets fans are always happy because we never expect to win. Dallas Cowboys fans are always upset because they expect to win the Super Bowl every year. Jets fans, we're happy. We're excited.
We get 1 win a month. We're thrilled.
A win? We're happy when a guy completes a pass.
But it's funny you say that because my boys and I were once sitting down preseason. We were having like a Jets discussion, whatever, you know, talking about getting together to watch the first game, which at one point was a real tradition, you know.
Right.
And my son half jokingly says to me, see you in Arizona, Dad, in reference to where the Super Bowl was that year. So I said to him, how about we get 1 first down first? Like, let's start with a touchdown drive. Then we'll worry about the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Anyway.
Shana Haba the Super Bowl.
Amen. If you want to score a touchdown for the people of Israel and Shmuel Sackett's foundation, which is doing amazing work, and if you want to help sponsor this beautiful event for widows and orphans of IDF soldiers in this war, the war that supposedly is now over, If you want to sponsor that event happening last day of Hanukkah, you said?
Last day of Hanukkah, yes, Monday.
All you got to, and if you want a chance to win an apartment in Israel, basically. So you get to sponsor the event, but you also get a chance to win an apartment in Israel. Go to thedreamraffle.com, thedreamraffle.com until Zos Hanukkah.
Correct.
It is $200 for 2 tickets. Normally it's $200 for 1 ticket.
And the $15,000 cash bonus.
The bonus raffle.
Correct.
$15,000 bonus raffle. Thank you for being here. I'm glad this worked out. We didn't know if we could coordinate, and thank God it worked out.
Always a pleasure. Nothing like fighting this crazy traffic in the morning. But I knew I was coming here, so it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to go over that George Washington Bridge.
The goal kept you focused.
You got it.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Amen. And Chag Sameach to you and all your listeners.
Chag Urim Sameach. Achenu b'Yisrael and Achim Mechem, our brothers and sisters in Israel. We are with you. It's your favorite America's one and only Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program. Heard on listeners-sponsored digital radio. Around the world, the web at Nachum Segal.com and Nachum Segal Network, and of course, on the beloved NSN app.